The warmest of greetings to you all. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the Christian Whistleblower channel. I'm coming to you live from an undisclosed location deep in the heartland of America, from the heartland into your heart. That's the hope. We're here to help you guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, and, ladies and gentlemen, be your own guru. In short, we're here to help you unindoctrinate yourself. Hello, Marsden Brooks from the San Francisco Bay Area. And today, ladies and gentlemen, another subject that, wow, was the Bible. I'm not even going to say was, because I'm just going to say that it was and show you that it was. The Bible was birthed at Babel. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. How appropriate that Marsden Brooks would be here, because he would say, remember Babel. And if we remember Babel, you know, everything that we needed to know to live an ascended life, we learned at the Tower of Babel. So Marsden's very correct. Remember Babel. You could call it the Tower of Bible. The Tower of Babel. The Bible was birthed at Babel, and that's some great alliteration as well. So let's take a look today, and let's discern just what the source of the confusion, division, and separation from Babel at Babel was, is, and continues to this day. Now, this isn't really going to be a Bible show. And look at Dyer dropping truth bombs. This is so true. This is absolutely true. Hebrew does not have vowels. So if Bible was written in Hebrew, and I don't think it ever was, but if Bible was written in Hebrew, it would be the same exact word as Babel, because there's no vowels. How about that? And just by the way, those of you that say, oh, the name of Jehovah, do you know that the name of Jehovah was the consonants from the Tetragrammaton and the vowels of the Greek word Adonai? Really? Really? And you think it's a real name? Of course it's not a real name, ladies and gentlemen. So let's look at this. And even though it's not really going to be a Bible show, and of course there's no J until the 16th century, even though it's not going to be a Bible show, I got to start in the Bible to show you where things went awry. So let's take a look at this. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 11, and I want you to notice a few things. At the time of Genesis chapter 11, the whole world was of one language and one speech. Let's look at that, if we may, and see what that means. The whole world, ladies and gentlemen, all of it, all of what? All of the earth, all of the land, all of the people residing on the earth and the land. You notice that's not the word of age. It's the word of actual, the earth, the land. So the whole earth, all the people on the earth, ladies and gentlemen, had one language, one way of lip, one speech, one edge. There was one way of speaking, ladies and gentlemen, one way of communicating. They had this one language, and they had a common one form of speech, one word. I think what this means, and it's not necessary for you to think that this is what it means. I think this is indicative of the fact that there was telepathy. We had one language and one common form of speech. If you're just talking about speaking and words, then this is redundant. But if it was the fact that we had telepathy up until the time of the Tower of Babel, then it begins to make a whole lot more sense, because there's language and speech. That would be redundant if we're just talking about words. So I think that this means that the whole world, all the people on the land, were able to communicate with one language / speech / telepathy, in my humble opinion. So they were all in one accord. They were all together. They all understood each other. They were in unity. They were in unity. They were in community. They were in They had strength in numbers. They had good communication. So they were all together. They were all together, ladies and gentlemen, which is really, really amazing. And then you go down to verse 6. And the Lord said, listen, the people are one. They got one language, and they're starting to do things, and nothing will be restrained from them that they've imagined to do if I don't go down there and do something. Let's look at that real quickly. The Lord said, ladies and gentlemen, our enemy says that nothing they devise will be beyond them. Why? Because they were speaking the same language and they were one people. Are you following that, ladies and gentlemen? Because we were one people, because we were speaking one language, nothing was impossible to us in the estimation of our enemy. If it was true then, it's still true now. If we could become as one people, speaking the same metaphorical language, whether it be in French, German, Danish, Italian, English, whatever, if we could be one people speaking the same language, then nothing we created would be beyond us. We could create anything. We could move. We could say to the mountain, be thou removed, and it would be moved. We could say to an asteroid hurtling towards the earth, stop, and it would stop. Deflect, it would deflect. We could say no to grand solar minimums. We could say no to polar shifts. We could say no to any and every and all of these disasters that people are threatening us with. And can I editorialize just for a minute? If we spent more time trying to become one people, if we spent more time trying to speak the same language than trying to learn the details of all the disasters that may befall us, we would be much more served. Because you can know all of the details of all the disasters, and there's still be a lot of things beyond you. But if we can become one people, if we can speak the same language and not know one thing about any of the disasters that potentially befall us, it doesn't matter, because nothing would be able to be beyond us. We could fix anything. Just like that. I was waiting for a good snap. We could fix anything just like that. And that's why the Lord, Yahweh, Jehovah, the rat bastard himself, said, listen, we cannot have this, because these people are figuring it out. And if we let them be, nothing they devise will be beyond them. And he knew they were going to take over. They were going to kick him out and take over, just like I'm talking about doing now. So what did he do? He said to him and all of his little minions, let's go down. Let's go down. Let's descend. So they are of the air. Is this Inul? Is this Inky? Whatever you call them. They wanted to come down, and they came down in what? Probably in ships, because everywhere else they came down in ships. And what did they do? They mingled, mixed, confused, and confounded. They mingled, mixed, confused, and confounded. Think of things that you know in spiritual terms that are mingled, that are mixed, that are confusing, and that are confounding. So they came down and confused. They did that stuff to what? To their speech. They did that to their speech, to their lips. And the reason they did that, the reason they confused, confounded, mixed their speaking was that so they would not understand. They wouldn't hear each other. It's not so much understanding as they just wouldn't listen to each other anymore. They would stop listening to one another. They would stop listening to what one another said to them. They would get so smart and so full of their own good, and I'm not showing you that, sorry. They get so smart and so full of their own beliefs that they would not listen to each other anymore. Confuse means to mingle, mix, confuse, and confound. And they would do that to their language, which is their speech, what they say, or the telepathy that they hear. so that they would not understand. They wouldn't hear, oh, it is telepathy, because he cut it off because all of a sudden they didn't hear it anymore. Boom, revelation. They were communicating telepathically, and the Lord went down and cut it off so they couldn't communicate telepathically anymore. So they literally could not understand one another's speech. But there's more to it than that. Because not only did he cut off their speech, ladies and gentlemen, not only did he make it so they couldn't understand one another, not only did they make it so they couldn't hear what the other people were saying, he also scattered them. In verse number 8, it says he scattered them. He broke them into pieces, broke them into parties, broke them into factions, scattered them abroad, made them different peoples, he balkanized them. I'm of this, I'm of that. It used to be that they were all just one. It used to be that we were all just one. And then all of a sudden, we got broken up, scattered, broken into pieces. Really has very little to do with being scattered over the continents. It has to do with being scattered from each other. When they went to Babel, they were in perfect communication with each other. When they went to Babel, they were in perfect unity. When they went to Babel, they had strength in numbers. They were all one. You read it. They were one. And what the Lord saw was, if we allow them to stay in this place, there won't be anything that can stop them from taking over and throwing me out of power. So where there was communication, the Lord came in and sowed confusion. Where there was unity, the Lord came in and sowed division. Where there was a unified number, he came in and created separate tribes and parties and religions and faiths. Those things we know for sure from the text. I'm going to editorialize just a little bit, if you'll allow me. I'm going to editorialize just a little bit, if you'll allow me. What one thing would you say has caused more confusion in the world than anything else? What thing would you say has caused more division? What thing would you say has caused more separation? Religion, specifically Abrahamic religion, monotheistic, exclusivist Abrahamic religion. And if you're talking about 3/4 of the world's population, what is their religion encapsulated in? The Bible. It is my contention that what the Lord used to confuse, divide, and separate wasn't any dramatic magical powers. It was the introduction of codified doctrinal religion, Judaism, Christianity, Islam. The Bible started at Babel. The Bible started at Babel. The Bible is the very source of all the confusion in the world today. The Bible is the very source of all the division in the world today. The Bible is the very source of all the separation in the world today. And Babel is an allegory. It's an instructional story. It's a cautionary tale that says we were all one until we weren't all one. We were all people living according to the dictates of our own consciousness and the dictates of our own conscience as to which gods we would serve or not serve. We all were in communication. We were sending and receiving communication. We had communication. We had affinity, I like you, you like me, and we had reality. We agreed upon a world system. You don't have to agree with me about everything. Just let me be me and I'll be you. Cool? Cool. We had reality, we had communication, we had affinity, and we had unity, we had strength in numbers, and we had communication. Then came the Bible. And the Bible says, well, there's only one God, there's only one club, and you ain't in it. That's division. But why can't I be in it? There's your confusion. Well, if you don't want me in it, then I don't want to be in it. There's your separation. And this is where I don't think this is that. This is pretty controversial. The Tower of Babel is where God's chosen people were chosen. And it was those chosen people that wrote the Bible. And it was those chosen people that brought the confusion. They were the carriers of the confusion. That's why they were the Lord's chosen people, because they created the confusion. They created the Bible. The Bible is the great caster apart. And the distance here is not distance in the world, because we know those of us that communicate telepathically and those of us that communicate energetically. I was working with Jennifer the other day. She's in the UK. I'm in the middle of the U.S. heartland, and we were in perfect communication energetically, technologically. So it wasn't the distance that did the separating. It was the doctrine that did the dividing. Where there was beautiful, I'm reading my notes, where there was beautiful communication, unity, and strength in numbers, the Bible came along and turned it into confusion, division, and separation. Babel is where God's chosen people were chosen, and if they hadn't defected, we'd have beat him then. The Bible is the confusion. The Bible is the separation. The Bible is the scattering. It's the caster apart of peoples. And it's not the distance that we're talking about at Babel. It's the doctrine that divides, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably better termed the Tower of Babel, and it could be termed the Tower of Babel because, as Tracy told us, there's no vowels in Hebrew. And very literally speaking, according to the text, the Tower of Babel is the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel is the Tower of Babel. You can't argue that. It's the text, and the text doesn't care what you think. The text doesn't care what you believe. The text doesn't care what you feel, because all of those are illusory, but the text itself and what it says is real. The Tower of Babel, that should bring some new things for you to think about and to consider. My job is to bring you to the water. It's your choice if you want to think. My choice is to bring you objective information, but only you can make the decision, ladies and gentlemen, to think. So we did all that in 18 minutes. Boom time, folks, says Girl with No Name Spooner. Tracy Dyer's here. Bellstar 60's here. Elsie's here. Fan of Everything is here. Girl with No Name Spooner says, in this construct, I'm my own guardian of divinity. Yes, you are. Lee Clarkson says hello. Mazden checking in from the San Francisco Bay Area. Darth Raven is here. Jama's here. Nina the Mystic's here. Michelle Cannon-Free's here. Colin Braniff's here. Carmen Gibbs is here. Elsie Darling is here. Ellen Abernathy's here. Colleen, Mama Chaos is here. Freeman King. Audrey, Audrey. And also we have Stephanie O'Neill, Casey Revoix, Les Paul, Terry Electra. We have Tracy Cooper Ryder, Bridget Williams. We have K.W. Harris. We have Joyce Marie, None Ya Business. And we've also got Kingus. Kingus. The Bible was invented to keep esoteric knowledge in the hands of a select few. So much for that plan. Bruce O'Mala, spaceship just looking from alien Jesus eye. Maybe see the same thing different. Yep, they are spaceship looking. Very well put. Those eyes do look like spaceships. And Bellstar 60 is here. Charlie E is here. Oh, very, very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Insightful words of wisdom, Jeff. It's time for the people of the world to know this truth. Expose the dark occultists and their religion, says Bridget Williams. I agree. I agree. Bingo, Jeff, says girl with no name. Spooner. None your business says let's move some mountains. We are still telepathic, Michelle reminds us. We are. We just got to remember it. Lick your finger before you snap. That works a little bit better. I like that. Thank you, Nunya. Jealousy came in the form of a certain chosen blood cult people and screwed it all up. You're right, K.W. Harris. You are right, K.W. Harris. Let's see who else is here. Mary Monica. Dropping some truth. Charlotte E. is here. I can hear you now, Mosden. Jennifer Silvez, scattered abroad. Right, we were scattered. We were separated. KW, they got pissed at each other and went their separate ways. Yes, they did. Jennifer Roberts gives me a hey, hey. Lucky Stone, different groups. Yep. Oh, this is great stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. What else we got? Mike Intelliger has a great work on this. Yes, indeed he does. Jennifer says that we divided everything from our own bodies and souls to races, classes. Ooh, isn't that good stuff? Absolutely. Mary Monica, religions, full stop. Boom. I like it. I like it. Weird how all the monotheistic religions hate each other with the same God, isn't it? Isn't it? It is the main source of division, said Queen Frankenstein. Gravity Storm Deborah is here. Wolf Weaver is here. Very nice to get all of you in and to see all of you here and to take place and understand all of this great knowledge that you guys are actually dropping. Purple Rose, could the word Bible be black magic when spoken? You're hailing or worshiping Baal, by Baal, two Baals. Ooh, are we calling upon two gods simply by saying the word Bible? Ooh, can I write that down? I'm going to investigate that, and I might steal it. I might steal that. That is good because I have Bible written because it tells two different stories and it makes you unstable in all your ways because it tells two different stories. But is Bible calling on two Baals? Wow. I like that. I'm going to take a look at that linguistically. Very, very, very good. Very, very, very good. Love it. Secret Truth, Jeff, absolutely correct. Thank you. FOB Earth. Let's see. Seeker of Truth 2. And Mary Monica. It's bi, bow, and gay. I'm not sure what that means, but that's okay. Ooh, Apis and Taurus, the two bulls, the bi bulls. Thank you, Fix It Fox. Great stuff. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, at 9 p.m. Central, we'll have the two Baals, two Lords. Very good, Jama. We'll have the Consequential Rapscallions for you tonight with Scotty Roberts at noon Eastern time or 11 Central. I'll be joining Rocky Stucci over on his channel on the Situation Room with Rocky Stucci. Saturday, we've got Laura Eisenhower and Magenta Pixie on this channel for a great extravaganza of enlightenment. And next week on Wednesday, I'm going to talk to two twin flames that squared off with a reptilian psychic, 7 p.m. Central. Wednesday night. Of course, on Sunday, you've got Wayne Steiger in the morning. You've got Rocky Stucci Shut Up Sunday night. And very exciting, very exciting. I think it's 2 p.m. Saturday. Stay tuned. Very exciting on Sunday night will be your first chance to take advantage of the new Hot Cup of Shut Up, ready to be ordered and shipped on Sunday night. So get ready to be able to avail yourselves of a hot cup of shut up. What better way to watch the Christian Whistleblower? What better way to watch Wayne Steiger? What better way to watch Rocky Stucci? What better way to watch the professor, Scotty Roberts, than with a hot cup, a shut up? And starting Sunday night, you'll be able to do just that, ladies and gentlemen. Kingus says something interesting. The Tetragrammaton is nothing more than a system of Jewish magic. Yes and no, Kingus. I would suggest yes and no. I think it is definitely a system of Jewish magic, but I think it's hijacked magic, and that there is a use and a pronunciation and a real meaning of the Tetragrammaton that supersedes Jewish magic or any other type of magic of men. I think the Tetragrammaton is of divine, ultimate magic. But I see your point. The Tetragrammaton, the four corners and the elements, the four corners, the elements. Good point I think you're right on a 3D, but I think there's another way to think about it up above 3D. Thank you for that. The Gospels also represent four corners of magic. Nicely stated. The four elements, and YHVH is used extensively in Jewish magic, but I think they hijacked it. That's just my point. Great point. So I would agree that there's more to it. Excellent stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of great things coming up. I do think that the Bible was birthed at Babel, so we should be calling it the Tower of Babel. Do you really want to base your spiritual destiny on a book that is so questioned, so maligned, so doctored with? Do you really want to make that your basis for hope, ascension, and freedom? Please think it over, ladies and gentlemen, and I won't sing that for you, even though everything within me wants to. So I'll be back tonight at 9 p.m. Central with Scotty Roberts. We'll be coming to you as the consequential rapscallions, I do declare. And until then, I want to remind you that we are the last generation of real humans. It is imperative that we get busy, because history is written by the winners. And if we get busy, when we get busy, we can win, and together we can write a better tomorrow. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Who's with me?